And now, 3-Minute Modernists, with your host, Chris Garcia.
Now, why do ceramics appeal to you so much? Because I've been looking at the whole way, everything I could find on your career so far, and there have just been some magnificent pieces.
Oh, thank you.
And I also realized you may be the only ceramics artist other than David Gahuli that I could identify.
Oh no, there's a lot of us. I mean, there's a whole group of us. In fact, in Davis every spring, there's a ceramics conference. You might want to just head up one.
Yeah,
it's actually pretty cool.
Okay.
The whole town, not the whole town, but a good chunk of downtown, they turn over kind of the empty storefronts, the different schools around the Bay Area, and some in Southern California, and once in a while you'll get one in Arizona. And the schools bring their student work, and then some of the galleries, and there's a number of galleries in downtown Davis, and so they'll have shows.
Okay.
So you're right. We're not a lot. There's not a lot of us, but we know who we are, and there is a few. So the original question was why clay.
Yeah.
I've been trying to answer that question all my life. Clay is terribly unforgiving. It has what's called a memory. So you can do something with it, it looks great, and then it gets fired, and it remembers the way it used to be, and bends and twists back to where you tried to get it not to be. When you glaze something, put color on it, and you fire it, it's not a guarantee that it's going to be exactly what you want, So there's some surprise, and sometimes that surprise is fantastic, and sometimes that surprise can be disappointing. I jokingly say I like clay because I didn't have to learn to measure, really, because you can approximate so much and come back and fix and adjust, and I think over the years, I think for me, it is terribly seductive, but I think what I really like about it is it allows for a continuous conversation in the making process, in that I can begin a piece, and there is, up until the piece is fired, or dried rather, I can change that thing as much as I'd like without consequence. Do you know what I mean? There's very little points of no return. And so that's just exciting, that you enter into, you have an idea of where you want to go. You have specific concepts that you're trying to communicate. But there's always room for the conversation with the material, or for maturation and growth in yourself as you work on the piece. So there are times when I have an idea of where I want to go, I head down that road, and maybe it's not big, huge changes, but it's small tweaks, moves to the left, moves to the right. Whereas if I had been, carving away at wood, or if I had been chipping away at stone, or if I've been pouring molds, you can't really do that. And so I think that's what it is. I think maybe it gets back to that sense of real freedom. Now, the flip side of it is, you fire that thing and that's it. It's over. You have what you have, and then the glazing process is kind of the flip side of the coin on that. You have all that freedom in making, and then the glazing process. It's not like painting, where you can paint something, stand back, look at it, and say, I'm going to change this, or I'm going to change that. Glazing doesn't let you do that. When you glaze, I don't know if you're familiar, but you're brushing on colors that don't look anything like they're going to look when you fire them. So, I don't know. I teach at Santa Clara, so I tell my students, well, that's where the faith in the arts comes in. That's our faith component, is in the glazing. You got to have faith that what you're putting on there will turn out the way you hope it will.